Now, good morning and thank you very much. I know it's an early start for you and I hope the conference goes really well. So, Ian, thank you very much for your welcome and actually your invitation as well. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and I know we have academics from some of our higher education institutions here in Ireland, so I'm delighted with that. Aguina Ushla is more an honor dom a bheith anseo ag an ocáid an speisialta seo. So I am very glad to be here at the Pharma and the Biopharma Chem Ireland for your leadership now in hosting this vital discussion. I do want to acknowledge and welcome the work of Pharma, who have helped over 4,000 individuals to upskill and to reskill for the pharma sector and then have moved them into employment and career progression. I'd particularly like to welcome our keynote speaker, Mr. Henrique von Schiele, on his first visit to Ireland, and I think you'll get a very energetic keynote from him. I've just met him this morning and he's certainly full of energy and full of exciting new ideas. So he will talk to us about the opportunities afforded by what he has come to call the fourth industrial revolution. It is wonderful to host you in Ireland, and we do look forward to your contribution on how we can continue to ready ourselves for the changing nature of this industry. And then, in addition to Henrique, I would like to welcome the other expert speakers here this morning for what I am sure will be a very engaging and a productive seminar. Pharma have asked me to address you specifically on the future skills needs of the Irish pharma industry and how government policy is feeding into it. So I'm going to try and do that in about 10 minutes. I know it's a tall order, but I'll try and do my very best. So ladies and gentlemen, let me begin by saying that the future world of all work, not just the pharma sector, is now a critical focus of government policy. And we will hold a special government meeting on Friday to discuss this. There are more than 2.3 million people at work in Ireland, the highest number ever. And we are as close to full employment as possible. We are on track for over 70,000 new jobs this year, but we are far from complacent. There will be 1 million more people living in Ireland by 2040, and the country has to hold its own in a fiercely competitive, volatile world. Abraham Lincoln once said that the most reliable way to predict the future is to create it. So creating the future of work and jobs in Ireland is the challenge that this government is meeting head on. The Taoiseach said recently that he wants Ireland to be a country that works to live, not lives to work, and I agree with him on that. We want to build a low-carbon, highly productive, high-tech, family-friendly, globally traded, competitive country, and I believe that this is eminently deliverable with the right leadership and the right policies. We are exceptionally fortunate to live in the times and in the place that we do. Our small country is a hotbed of diversity, energy, ideas and talent. You know that from the pharma sector. I see it every day in my job when I visit our universities and our institutes of technology. 1 in 6 people living here were not born in this country. Many of them are contributing to and leading our ambition to be the tech capital of Europe. They are making our economy stronger and our society richer. So we are putting detailed plans in place to take advantage of all talent. Increasing productivity is critical to holding our place in the world, and that begins with all the people who live, learn and work in Ireland. Our intention is to create on growing highly productive and skilled people in pharma and in everywhere else. People can create and work in new and existing businesses here, whether they are homegrown or they are investing in Ireland. That also means using all of the talent available to us, including those not yet fully or only partially in the workforce. It's a complete, joined-up sequence of more participation by more productive people, leading to more creativity and innovation, and so building a more competitive and a more prosperous country. Now, with regard to higher education, Budget 2020 increased planning investment in higher education 2020 compared to 2016. And we did this by increasing the budget by 25%. This 1.88 this 1.88 billion investment exceeds the previous peak level of planned investment of 1.78 billion made in the sector in 2008. And across current and capital spending, new programmes and initiatives will make a major difference to our third level landscape. In total, an additional allocation of 153 million is being invested in higher and in further education training in 2020. An additional €16 million in Budget 2020 will set up now the transformational new fund for technological universities. This multi-annual investment will invest a total of €90 million in TUs in our technological universities over the next 3 years. It will support them in delivering significant inputs to national strategic priorities in relation to higher education access, to research-informed teaching and learning excellence, and then assisting in regional development. We intend to fit TU's technological universities into the wider national policy landscape around jobs, skills, investment and regional planning. The Human Capital Initiative was also announced in Budget 2020, and that will also be a transformative development for the third level sector. It will invest €300 million in higher education over the period 2020 to 2024, and this is funded from the surplus of the National Training Fund, and the HCI then will help to realise the objectives of Project 2040, Future Jobs Ireland strategy, and then the National Skills Strategy. So what it does, it forms a key part of our strategic response to addressing the skills needs of the economy, including the pharma sector, mitigating Brexit risks, responding to digitalisation and changing the world of work. The HCI, the Human Capital Initiative, has a strong focus on innovation and agility. It will enable us to future-proof our graduates and to ensure that the higher education system as a whole is in a position to respond to the constantly evolving skill needs of the economy. In addition to the provision of additional capacity across the higher education sector, the Human Capital Initiative will also incentivise continued reform and innovation in third level building, and will build on best practice and nationally and internationally. The operation of the Human Capital Initiative will be under 3 pillars: So Pillar 1 will be a graduate conversion and a specialisation course. Then Pillar 2 will provide additional places on undergraduate provision. And Pillar 3 will be all around the innovation and the agility fund. The call for Pillar 2 has closed, and the call for Pillar 3 will take place before the end of this year. The call for Pillar 1 will be in 2020. I strongly believe now that we put in a budget in place to underpin what we need to do in higher education over the next number of years. I also strongly believe that our higher education institutions need to become ever more engaged with enterprise and with other partners to provide graduates with the capacity to face the complexities ahead of them. And one of the key elements of the Human Capital Initiative will be collaboration with employers and other stakeholders to ensure that the opportunities to enhance or develop new skills are available. So what I'm saying in essence is that the universities and the higher education institutions will now have to apply under Pillar 1, Pillar 2, Pillar 3, and they will have to show that they are working with industry if they are to be successful in drawing down the funds. So the Biopharma Biopharma SkillsNet is a learning network for companies of all sizes in the pharmaceutical, biopharmaceutical, medical device and the chemical supply sectors. So we're very active in that area as well. Member companies work collaboratively to share best practice and to respond effectively to their businesses and to their skills needs. The network addresses both technical and non-technical skills needs of members, whether that is for industry-specific or just general skills. SkillsNet Ireland has been allocated 36 million in 2020, an additional 8 million in national training funding over 2019. So that increase now was allocated to support 7,000 additional participants on the SkillsNet Ireland programmes across the country. SkillsNet Ireland will provide 69,000 participants in 2020, including across the pharma sector. Ladies and gentlemen, my department also just recently launched the Laboratory Technician and the Laboratory Analyst Apprenticeship Programme in Waterford IT. They offer a unique opportunity to get both quality-specific and invaluable experience with some of Ireland's and world-leading companies in the biopharma sector. So to date, 29 new apprenticeship programmes are now operational, spanning a variety of sectors ranging from financial services, ICT to hospitality and, of course, biopharma. A further 23 new apprenticeships are due to get underway in 2020 in various sectors, including construction, engineering, horticulture and agriculture. We also have another very important initiative, and that is Springboard. And Springboard Plus provides free and subsidised upskilling and reskilling higher education courses in areas of skills needs, and that also includes pharma. It was introduced as a response to unemployment during the recession, but it has grown and developed to become a significant response to changes, to deal with changes in technology, in the economy and in the society. It's brought about a culture change within the higher education system, bringing an enhanced industry focus to the design and the development of these courses. So there's over 1,400 participants enrolled on biopharma medtech courses funded by Springboard Plus as at the end of this November 2019. The number of participants on courses in this area will likely increase in the spring, as some courses will only begin then and other providers may run a second intake of participants in these courses. I also want to mention the National Institute of Bioprocessing Research and Training, and that's better known as NIBRT. Through IDA Ireland, we've invested over €60 million in this renowned state-of-the-art facility. It has continued to grow from strength to strength, training and preparing people to step into tomorrow's roles. So in fact, many of the pharmaceutical companies who locate here in Ireland cite NIBRT as a key factor in their decision to invest in Ireland. So, ladies and gentlemen and distinguished guests, in conclusion, the education and the training system will continue to engage with you to help identify and to respond to existing and future skills needs. But we really cannot do this alone. We need the help, the advice and the cooperation from industry leaders, such as the audience here in this room, to help us to design and to develop relevant and timely responses to the skills needs in the pharma sector. And as Minister with responsibility for higher education, my door is always open for suggestions and comments. I want to thank InnoPharma this morning for bringing together experts from both the public and the private sectors to exchange views, and then for the Biopharma Ireland for showing leadership on this important topic. I've invited Ian and whoever else feels that they can have a good input into the department to discuss with my senior officials the skills required specifically around advanced technology and the skills that we foresee that we need for the fourth industrial revolution. I've also, Ian, asked my special advisor to attend this morning, and he'll be turning in a few minutes. I want to wish you the very best. Thank you so much for inviting me here, and I look forward to the feedback. And I just want to finish by saying, you know, we are committed in government to ensure that the skills of the future are met. But I have reached out a hand to you, and I have asked you to help us as well to be able to identify those skills. Thank you very much. Gar míle maith agaibh go léir.